Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Good morning to you all. Shane in the house, Crown Slayer, Jimmy Purvis, G.I. Jetman, my boy Z, my boy T, Gone Bonnie, Moo's in the house, Cooter, Peter. Morning, Mom.
Morning.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Couple of Kooks, episode 24. We got some light updates, and we might end up looking at some ToyFair stuff because Dad and I like to talk about that stuff. So, Pops, how you been, man?
I've been all right. I've been incredibly busy with some projects the last couple of weeks. So I haven't had a lot of stuff for the interset or the stiletto. I haven't had time to work on it very much. But I figured today I'll give everybody an update on the House bill that we talked about last week.
Awesome.
And, yeah, so that's what I got. And then a couple other little things to talk about. But yeah, I've been okay. You been up to anything exciting?
Painting. That's about the most exciting thing I got going on. I can't show it, of course, but yeah, doing some work. Got some projects, some irons in the fire, so to speak.
Awesome.
So staying plenty busy. That's for damn sure. Morning, Charles. I'm bringing up files.
No, it was the StreamYard was messing with me on scrolling the chat. Got some lag or something going on. I think maybe.
Oh, that would not surprise me. That has happened.
It certainly has.
Well, what do you got for updates?
Okay, so we talked about the bill. I think it's pretty safe to say that they'll go on their whatever mini vacation or whatever happens the end of February.
Mm-hmm.
So they won't be bringing anything new out. So the one that we talked about specifically, I believe, was 2321, and that one has gone nowhere. They kind of they've kind of the news has started covering it really heavy in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they realize that they're going to have some mechanisms in place for that, and that the bill is worded a little too crazy. So that one is stopped. And I didn't talk much about 2350, but the main difference between 2351 and 2350 is 2350 is actually targeted at 3D printed guns, and it's a law that would make it illegal for you to be in possession of a part that has been deemed illegal by the Washington State Legislature. So that's your assemblies, receivers, certain parts, trigger mechanisms, stuff like that, which is silly. It's silly, but it will probably pass. Yeah, I think it goes in for a vote the last week of the month.
Yeah.
But it will probably pass that one. Like I say, Washington is really clamped down on 3D printing gun parts. They're super worried that all the movies they've seen are real. So, they're very much a proponent of stamping that right, that Second Amendment.
Sure.
Which you pretty much have to, have an ID to do anything with a firearm in the state of Missouri and in most states. But apparently the Second Amendment is lower than the Fourth. Whatever.
Yes. Yeah. All true.
Yeah, I mean every amendment, is going to have some legislation that backs it up or that makes it proof. It's been a really interesting time in the world right now.
Interesting. That's what it is.
But that's what happens is all that kind of stuff. Thanks, man.
Jetman, thank you very much, man. Enjoy that 49er, Brian.
Sweet.
Holy underwear!
Yeah! Thank you!
It is my privilege to extend a laurel and hearty handshake to our new members.
This one's for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Awesome work, everyone. It's really good out there tonight.
Tremendous work. Everybody on the floor as well. Great stream. Thank you. Light got brighter back here. Did anybody else notice that?
It did. I thought you were getting ready to do some big presentation and make some noise.
That was weird. I'm gonna have to perform a seance or something.
Yeah, I thought you were getting ready to do some big intro of something you'd painted. Good Lord.
And nothing like that. That was dramatic.
P.T. Barnum action, just come from the back with this item and be like, check this out. Him.
Well, the weather witch is doing something back there. I don't know.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. That's exactly what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna call in Fox or perform a seance.
Yeah, so that's the thing is, it sucks. I think you and I are in the same position right now. We're both the majority of the work that we're doing right now. We can't show anybody because it's obviously for production stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about mine because it's grindstone toy stuff. We're making some really big pushes here. Some interesting stuff coming from grindstone. Some of it is longbow and Skeletron adjacent. So
sure,
so that's pretty exciting. If anybody is curious, we did the Zargonauts and showed those. Skeletron did. That will be the last O-ring we build until the new product delivers. So that was kind of a deal with the factory. We just wanted to keep them going because we were under the impression that if we could keep them making our product, then our stuff would stay in the forefront, and then that kind of lagged back again. So the decision was made that we won't do any more Ghost or Wolf Trooper repaints until the next wave is released, or at least the next batch of figures. And we are trying to add one more in there. So there will only be 3 left after that.
Nice.
So
yeah, Fox, I had a light just get brighter, so you might have to perform a seance for me. Just get the tools ready. Be on call. Cooter wants to know if we've picked up any clearanced Walmart deals for customs. I haven't seen any.
I got I picked up another crystal ball for $12. Did see that. Made a little cash this week and thought I'd go Walmart shopping. My Walmart closest to me has finally broken down the display, which they did a couple of weeks ago, but this last week they put them all on clearance. And nothing is a very good deal, but that crystal ball was a pretty good deal, and I was able to get a Grim Viper for around $20. I was pretty happy about that. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on him. But like that deal I told Zakanan about on the show the other night with the with heavy duty, especially with Amazon, it's so regional with the coupons and stuff. But it's almost like every day or two they move them around, and figures they'll go up to the full price, and then the next day go down to a sale price, and they'll just bounce around. Some of them have coupons just show up randomly.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen mainframe for $20, $20.53, and so I've seen a few. I've really been just for some reason really been watching them lately just to see what everything's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna. I think this afternoon I'm gonna swing by a Walmart that's a little further away from me and see if they've got anything good. I did pick up the John Walker Century set from Marvel Legends for $10, and I went back. They had tons of them when I was there last week, and then I went back this week, and they were gone. And I searched my Walmart. They have some G.I. Joes in the toy aisle, so they're in the main clearance. And then on the back wall of the toy aisle, they have like the Hawk with MMS and the carded Viper, Rock and Roll, and Mindbender.
Mm-hmm.
And then back in electronics, they have a few others that just randomly, and the ones that are back there are mostly clearance, but then there's a row of like the Blowtorch Wave. And the crystal ball was like stuck in the middle of that. And when you ring them up, they ring up Walmart merch. They don't ring up the name of the figure.
Okay.
I don't know if that matters, but some people I know like will buy one full price. They try to game that Walmart system.
Sure. I did find this Desert Scorpion. There it is, Walmart.com, $26.99.
That is a great deal.
And also Target, $26.99 ends tomorrow. So if you guys are looking for Desert Scorpions, Walmart and Target online.
Not that most people care, but the diver set is also on sale on Target for like $33 or something.
Yep, that's what it shows here. Not a lot.
Yeah,
going on there, but that Desert Scorpion figure is so good.
Now, my Walmart also has the polar bear Snake Eyes, and it has been marked down to 40 now. So I'm watching it. They have a stack of them, so I'm just watching it. I really want that bear. I don't know why.
I wouldn't mind getting one on the cheapsies. Yeah, that one's an in-store thing. That's definitely not a.
Yep, it is. And then the stingers are like 60. I think nothing's really marked down a lot, but that Snake Eyes came in when they were phasing out that center display, so they didn't have a spot for it. So they took it straight. They had 2 cases of them. Took them straight out of the cases and went to clearance for $60 about a month ago.
That's
so every week I just go in and check them. Like one day they're just going to go crazy and mark them down. Like that Avengers set was $10.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then last week I picked up a couple of retro rock and rolls at Ross for $10.
Yeah, I was lightly looking for those. It was pretty much the only thing out of that retro stuff that I was gonna get, and then I just kind of stopped going to Ross. It was never anything. Like,
yeah, these were both, or they were kind of spread around the store in different places.
All right, I got you, man. Yep, that makes sense. What up, sir? Good morning. Good morning.
So, Kanan, did you get your heavy duty? Did you get that one from Amazon?
He did. He was showing it off Thursday.
I watched part of the show, and then I old manned it, fell asleep.
I think somebody convinced him to do a B.A. Baracus with the body.
That's a good one. You paint that cut off shirt like a blue jean vest.
Yeah, it sounded like that was what he was going to do with it.
That's awesome.
But Jeff, how's everybody feel about the reveal of the Cobra figure with the dinosaur? I think it looks sweet. I think we're going to go through those a little bit later, so keep that.
Yeah. We will talk about the G.I. Joe releases.
Let's see here. Can you guys make face plates for the Scorpion? Oh, that would be kind of cool. Maybe just make replaceable face plates. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Yeah, got it. And Cliff, good morning, sir.
Morning, Cliff. All right, I have something I want to show off. We're talking about doing a little custom work. Our buddy Ray Murphy did, and he got his Astro suit done, and this is so cool.
Man, he killed that. He did such a good job.
He did. He modified the weapon. You could see it better. Here's the back. He used most of the parts from the kit and then added some stuff and modified a few things. Paint work, as usual for Ray, is
top notch.
Spot on. You see turn this into a saw, and it can use the pack or a belt. You have foldable bipod. Did some work up here. This is so cool. Like when you do a kit like that, and you actually get to see somebody really go all in on it, you know. That's awesome. It feels really good to see it. It's very, very slick. I was telling Mikey last night, I really loved how he does this, the paint work here, and added I just love it. It's so cool. I know Ray's probably asleep right now, but that is top-notch work from Ray.
Absolutely
fantastic.
From
across the pond. He opted out on the space helmet. I don't know if you guys remember, but in my original inspiration board, like there was a drawing on there, a painting on there that had a guy that looked kind of like this, but he didn't have he had the seal area of the suit, but he had a helmet on very much like this. So it's really cool to see this. I really wondered how that would turn out, and as you can see, it's amazing. It's just so good. Yeah. It's so good. And I wanted to bring it up because like I said, I love seeing that. And if you kind of thought, well, maybe I'll do something else, I don't know. I don't want to work on the Astro suit. Ray knocked it out of the park. So
he did, man. This is so badass.
But I had to share it. I love seeing this, and
I mean, he used everything from the kit except for the helmet, and it looks like he subbed in a gridiron helmet the way it fit, and it works so well. Like what we provided was like the space, alternate atmosphere suit, and then he did the similar to the Earth atmosphere where you don't need the helmet so much, but all the armor still works. It looks
which was the intent. You were supposed to be able to use this, like leave your helmet on the APC and take your bubble helmet on the APC for when you do atmospheric travel, and then you got your other stuff. But it's really amazing work. He did a fantastic job.
Yeah, he did.
Really.
Nice. Nice, Jet, man.
Yeah, I think that's a legit way to go with that, honestly.
It's a good use. It's a good use of it, for sure.
Let's see. I was going to talk about, I was talking to Mikey yesterday. I'm going to be liquidating some comics, sell some comics. I don't know how many of you guys are comic collectors, but a few of these are pretty desirable pieces. I'm just going to show a couple of them just to kind of show you what I'm getting rid of, because people are like, oh, it's going to be a bunch of Clone Saga Spider-Man books or something ridiculous. I hate selling comics on eBay because I don't, you guess on the grade, you take pictures, and then they get it, and suddenly it's got a bent corner or something that wasn't in the picture. But I'll start with 298 of Amazing Spider-Man.
That's awesome. Real quick, where can they pick up that kit, Pop?
Message me on Facebook is the fastest way. Facebook Messenger.
Facebook Messenger, John.
Message me and I'll get you set up with one.
That Facebook link should be in the description, guys. So just follow that. All right.
You see, this one is a newsstand version. That's pretty nice. I keep all of these in 299s on the back side. It's got a little bit of a roll here in the back. Also a newsstand. The only reason I'm talking about newsstand is if you're into comics, you know that as comic book shops started becoming the norm for distributors to go to comic book shops, those had like a marble, usually Spider-Man's head, just in a little square, because those weren't going to be sold with a barcode. That was only for newsstands. So the later the comic gets, the more rare the newsstand editions get, because more comics went to comic shops. They also, like, distributors made a deal eventually with the comic book owner, the shop owners, and they were like, listen, we don't want you to send the comics back, because that's what the newsstands would do. They'd be like, hey, we didn't sell these 20 comics, so they'd send them back, and you get a refund on it. Well, instead of doing that with the distributor said, just buy them all and keep them in your back stock. And that's why, when you go to a comic shop, a lot of times there'll be so many issues that you'd be like, how are there this many issues, even of rarer books? And that's because the comic book shops had to keep them and had to determine how they, you get the 50-cent bin and the dollar bin at the comic shops. That's why so many of them. And then 300, again, really nice shape. It's got a little thing on the cover here, a bend, and it does have a bit of a rolled edge here, but it's not. It just needs to be flattened. And then it jumps to 315. These are all Venom-centric issues from here, 315, also in good shape. And then
D, what up, sir? He's his member chat for 7 months. Appreciate you being here, man.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Then we got 16 and 17.
Nice.
So that's that little run of Amazing Spider-Man. And then, there's only a few more books here, but this entire Kraven's Last Hunt, the entire run of those, which is this. All these are in similar shape to the Spider-Mans, and I think these are all newsstand editions. There were still a lot of newsstands back then. The cool thing about this series is it includes this cover, which is probably one of the coolest Spider-Man covers ever. So those 6. There's 6 in that. I am going to get rid of my Frank Miller Wolverine. Get rid of these. 2 of these are newsstand and 2 are not. Oh, 1 is newsstand. Just number 1 is. Sorry. Got confused there. And then this one kind of kills me, but I think I am going to get rid of my Days of Future Past books. So, anyway, that is my stack that I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to get rid of those. If anybody is interested in it, give me a holler on Messenger. I'm not going to obviously, they're not 9.8s or anything. I know that. So, I mean, so I've seen the prices on some of the 9.8s lately are ridiculous. I'm always amazed at people that have 9.8s some of these books, especially newsstand versions, because I remember, like, as a kid, you would grab it and you grab it, and as soon as you pulled it out, it'd bend over the thing, and you just bought it, and it's already got those little divots in the spine
Yeah.
from pulling it out of the rack,
Nice.
So anyway, that's so I'm getting rid of those. I need to pull up some cash here. I got some stuff going on, and need to build a little money up.
Hmm. Yeah, there's some cool issues in there for sure.
Yeah. Like I said, I had the Days of Future Past on my stack, but I kind of waffled back and forth on it. I love those books, but I have the one shot, and I'm to the point now with the collecting of any comics that I have is mostly I'm looking like I really a cover that I love. And a lot of that stuff, a lot of those covers you can get as a small poster, you can get them as a full size poster. So, to me, if I had, and like obviously Spider-Man 129 is, amazing. Spider-Man 129 is, like pinnacle book for me. Like that is one that I remember reading in the newsstand and looking at it and thumbing through it and not buying it. And then I've had opportunities over the years to get that when they were topping out at $80 and they went to $130, and now they're ridiculous. And this sounds silly, but I got one of the reprints that came with one of the figures. Same cover,
Yeah, it came with the Toy Biz Punisher, I think.
Yeah. So it's the same cover. So it's kind of like Anita.
Yeah.
Same cover. It's just like I just want to look at it. I just want to appreciate the art.
That's how I am. I mean, that's that's like this one. It's a facsimile edition. It's just it's a reprint, which is great because that's how I want to display it. I'll buy the Wolverine figures, and I don't want to have to worry that there's a $1,200 book possibly getting too much UV exposure.
Correct.
I don't want that.
Yeah, I've had these in these the pro archival bags. I've had these in these bags for years, and they've been in a folder and in a binder. I was just thinking, like, okay, like, why? What good are they doing me in there? Well, I got this on number 1, which is, I think, well, with the price of toilet paper, I don't know. For some reason, they made so. This is a first print, but man, they made so many of these. Like, and then out of that run, I have this one, which I'm not getting rid of. But I love this cover.
Sure.
So I'm keeping the weird stuff, like Weird War Tales, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., Howling Commandos.
Those don't seem to be worth very much. You and I both buy those. They're not.
I love them because I love Kubrick's art. Number one. I love Steranko's art. I love those arts because to me those made almost like genre defining art.
That's exactly what I see.
Yeah. War comics, like like Kubert, like that was what a war comic should look like. And I felt the same way with Steranko and some of the other people that did the early Nick Fury stuff. Like that art matched that international man of mystery type look, for Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Some of the older stuff's done by multiple artists, but covers always have these, especially Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. was definitely international man of mystery type stuff with the wild colors and the psychedelic effects on the covers and stuff. They were really experimenting with some stuff to make him hip, so that to me those guys defined those types of art. It's like trying to like when you find something that Kirby created and nurtured. Like it's hard to look at another artist's rendition of some of those characters and be like, yeah, but it's not Kirby's. his art kind of like you know, Eternals and stuff like that. Like he knew what he wanted them to look like, you know, and his art works for them, you know.
His space stuff is definitely his best work.
Yeah,
Eternal,
it really is.
Silver Surfer, those are his. That's his best stuff.
And a lot of those,
his
especially
energy, power, look.
Yeah,
that's Kirby.
The godlike proportions and all that. Like,
yeah,
his art style really made that stuff pop. So,
yeah.
So there's just, to me, there's some things that, you know, are like that. You know, first run of Swamp Thing for me, like I was like, okay, this is what horror comics should look like. Even though I've been reading them for years as a young kid, like those were my favorite. Was the weird tales, and you know,
yeah.
So you know, like that kind of heavy black and white art is always has a spot in my heart, because they made a lot of those comics black and white to avoid the comic authority code. So if you made the comic black and white, it wasn't technically a comic book. So you know, that's why a lot of the Conan books are magazine style black and white. A lot of the earlier Punisher stuff is in black and white magazine format. They could get away with that and be a little more sexual and innuendos and a little more cursing.
I think that's part of the reason that I think these are really cool. This is the Kickstarter that Zach and I backed. It's got some of Quentin J. Bedwell's art in it, but inside it's all black and white. It feels like a horror comic.
I can remember a ton of those, the EC comic stuff, you know, like you'd get some that were color, and then when you saw a black and white issue, you'd be like, oh, I better get this one.
Yeah, that's gonna have some wild shit.
Yeah, I remember one time going to a bookstore in Belton, and it was on the main strip of the old main strip up by the highway, and there's this old musty bookstore, and he had a comic rack out there. I was looking through it, and he's like, "Do you like comics?" And I said, "Oh, I love comic books." And he said, "Well, you can. I got a few in the basement you can take a look at." So you know, there's
Red Flag.
Yeah, like even you know, I was probably 19 at that time, 19 or 20, and I remember thinking like, this dude's gonna put me downstairs in chains and no one will ever see me again. So I go open the basement door, and there are just stacks of comic long boxes.
Jesus.
And go down the rickety stairs, and there's boxes of books, and then just rows of comic boxes.
Jesus.
And I think I spent that day, like $60, and I had hundreds of comics. I had 2 long boxes full of comics. And there was like almost an entire run of the original Moon Knight series in there. That's when I picked those up, and some Werewolf by Nights and some older Thor comics and stuff. Like it was just stuff. I was looking at the covers. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I got some other stuff at that time, some Jonah Hex and some Sergeant Rock stuff back then. I thought that was so cool, because he was just like, these are, you know, I just kept them. I didn't know what else to do with them. And sometimes people will bring them in and I'll buy them, and they're not worth much. And I was like, sure, bud. You know, that's about when I discovered Clint's comic book shop, and so I was like in that comic book zone, you know.
Yeah.
And there'd be comic book shops popping up on the mall with just, you know, just tons of comics in you know, like that for $1 and $2, and like it wasn't because of the book that made it $2. It was because it was an annual and it was bigger. So they put $2 on that and $1 on everything else. Yeah, I mean, it was just so. It was a different time, and we did have a comic price guide, Mart's, I think, at that time, and it was so out of touch, you know, because the industry had started just creeping up. So a lot of comic book shops were like figuring out prices by calling comic book shops in other cities and saying like, what do you got that's selling like crazy? And they're like, well, this one seems pretty rare. And you know, because I do remember Spider-Man 129 was one of the first books I ever saw like up on the wall, like it was special. Days of Future Past, Amazing Spider-Man 129. This was long before the independent guys started really getting into it. But yeah, I mean, it was cool.
I mean, 129 was just like, that was popular because of how popular the Punisher had become through Jim Lee and Marvel's excessive push with the Punisher. Like, he had become huge. Like,
and it had just started happening. The Punisher thing had just really started becoming a big deal with everybody.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I used to read those Mac Bolan Executioner books.
Right.
And that's what Punisher was based on, Mac Bolan. And man, I had like a stack of those. Like, my grandma and grandpa used to garage sale for a living, and they'd come in with all these books, and my granddad would always like pick out the Louis L'Amour books, and I'd be like, oh, Mac Bolan, shit, okay. Pick them up 2 or 3. One time I had the whole run of them. I think they're long gone, but always loved it, because in the books he always carried a dual Detonic 45s with a chrome finish. Those were his personal. He always carried those. It was like his guns. So yeah, it was kind of pretty cool.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, I love comics, but to me, it's like now it's to the point like thinking about stuff I really liked as a kid. Kind of like toys, right? That's how I've kind of gone with toys. Like, I'm not so super focused on what's coming out right now. I like to see what's coming out, but I'm more interested in like, dude, there's this, just to tell everybody, like, this is weird, but there's this Flash Gordon watch that they made in the 50s. All right. It looks like an iPod watch. It looks like an Apple Watch, but it's from the 50s. And it's got a little, little light on it with a black face and, rubber straps. I've seen them a few times on eBay, and I'm always like, that's one I'd like to have, just because that is so funny. Like, kind of like Dick Tracy's wrist thing, and like literally we have those. But this thing looks like, really, it does look like one of the new watches. It's ridiculous.
That's funny.
I mean, it's got more physical buttons on top. Hey, Dan. It's got more physical buttons on top, but the shape and the size, I mean, it looks so much like an iWatch. It's crazy.
That's funny. I picked up some stuff last week that was comic stuff that I remember you having when I was a kid.
I saw that you picked up a few of those.
I got these. This one especially. This one I remember on your bookshelf. I only have 2. I still gotta find the first one, but
yeah, I have those, and I had one of the first like toy action figures outside of whatever Toy Biz was making was a Grendel figure I had bought. Actually, he's still around.
Pretty good for the time.
It was very well articulated for the time, like way better than anything anybody else was. Like, really, even the other companies that were making figures, they were 5 POA at best. But Grendel was actually very, very articulated.
Yeah, he
comes with his staff, his staff. He's pretty cool. He's in one of the boxes hero stuff that's supposed to go on the shelves eventually. So.
Yeah, that was cool figure for sure.
And I never thought the day would come when I would consider that a vintage figure. Every day, every birthday after 45 is a blessing.
Well, fair enough.
I didn't take very good care of myself for a lot of years, so.
Well, now you know, I guess.
Yeah, well, hindsight's always 20/20. I probably wouldn't do it any different.
Sure.
I like pasta too much, and chocolate, and caramel, and pretty much any kind of candy.
Caramel, okay. Soda pop.
Yeah, definitely pop, sweet tea, all of it. Like I basically said, I'm gonna die sometime anyway, and then terrible way to look at things.
That's true. Speaking of looking at things, let's look at some.
Let's take a look.
We'll look at some Marvel stuff. Burn through these, and we'll do GI Joes. on ToyArc, the official pictures of Professor Hulk and another Iron Spider, I guess. I don't know.
You can't have too many of those.
I guess so. I don't. This one doesn't do anything for me, but I don't like the regular Iron Spider. I do like the finish on it. That high gloss looks fucking cool.
It's a really pretty figure.
Visually striking.
It is that. I think that's why the Iron Spiders are so popular, is because of the poses and the very dynamic extra pieces you can pose.
But this
is awesome.
My fucking jam.
Yeah.
I am so excited about this.
Yeah, it is incredible.
And he looks great. I mean, he doesn't have soft tits, you know. And I'll just have to get over it, but that's it, man. That's fucking Dale Keown Hulk, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is absolutely
perfect.
Great. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I am super, super stoked for that. Like I said, back to ToyArc. Let's see that new Deadpool wave. This is again not tripping my trigger.
Better late than never,
I guess. I mean, there's some good custom stuff here.
That's what I thought about that figure.
It's really show the other hand. See, that's cool. So that effect you can use on anything, I guess, if you wanted to have that gun spin. That's pretty cool. I was hoping the Wesley Snipes would be more like that Punisher, and he'd be like, "Oh man, I can use that for all kinds of stuff." But I don't know, the proportions pretty really weird.
Yeah,
like his belt is where his elbow is. Like that seems like, what is it? Is it Gran Torino Wesley Snipes? Like,
yeah,
he ain't that old. Movie.
It's cool to see that one.
I'm glad they did it with the mask though, because that's.
Me too.
Deadpool from the beginning of the movie with all the adamantium bone pieces. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, nothing crazy there. That ugly dog, Hulk hands. That's a good accessory.
That's a good, clever accessory.
It is. This though.
Let's talk about this.
I am fucking excited about this. It's not my favorite Thor, but I mean it's a pretty fucking good one.
I really liked this Thor when they introduced it, in the comics.
I think it's awesome. I mean, he looks battle ready, which I think always looked cool. You get a Throg, that's cool.
A lot of people complain about that, but I think it's funny because you look at how many covers have had Throg on them over the years. It's just kind of a funny thing to.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty small accessory. It's like the gloob. It's like a.
Yeah.
It's like what? Just make it and throw it in. Like it's not gonna cost you much. The paint apps is probably the most expensive part of it.
Right.
Plus, what up, sir?
Plus, if you
Cowboys are all the rage.
Hell yeah! If you collected all those stupid frogs in the '70s, this would just fit right in with your frog shelf.
It's true. Honestly, the worst part of this is this hair piece.
That hair's terrible.
That is not good. The face, I know people were dogging on it, but that's what that face looks like to me. I see the covers. I mean, they're not like great expressions, but that is the worst part of this Thor is he's got that face.
Yeah.
But, you know, lots of other heads to choose from, but that body's dope.
Yeah, I like it.
All new. I don't see any reuse. You get the you get the flying Thor hammer, which is that's a new effect that has been used since the 60s, so I don't know how we've never had that.
Yeah, I find it really wild that we've never had the flying Thor hammer effect.
I mean, I think it would have been nice if they would have thrown in the swinging, you know, the twirling hammer effect, but yeah, I have it. I mean, if I want to use that, I can, but I think this Thor is the tits. Well, I also think that's the tits. Gain says he's starting to love this Thor, actually. Hell yeah, man. So I looked at this. Are they re-releasing Ben Grimm? Is that what's going on there?
It was probably just in the box. They're like, well, I guess put it on the show.
Put it out there. Yeah, let's display it. Why not? All right, Secret Wars figures. People have been asking for this Falcon, but why are you chinsing on the wings? You've done the right wings. Very strange to me. I'm not into this. I don't need the transforming Spidey. Well, he does have the damaged arm. You were right about that.
Yeah, I thought he had the leg too, but it is just the arm.
This I'm stoked about. I had Johnny pre-order Magic because I think this is sick. And I don't understand the red claw coming out of his butt.
Well, Falcons can get pretty ornery, and you got to have a way to make them stay on your wrist for these static poses.
Oh,
so
this is fucking fantastic.
That's an incredible Daredevil. When I saw this, I was like, oh, Mikey is going to be pumped.
I could not be more excited about this Daredevil.
It's really nice. I mean, it is. I watched a video where they were messing with it and posing it and stuff, and
yeah, he's fantastic. I love the sensing effect. That is awesome. Again, I cannot believe that effect has never been done. This Constrictor's fucking cool.
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
I don't do many villains, but I have always loved Constrictor's look. Always thought that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I am about him and the Scorpion both.
Yeah, Scorpions is cool too. Scorpions, when like every time they redo it, I'm like, oh, this is cool too. Like,
yeah.
Even when they do it, make it like a mech suit, I'm like, I'm into this too. This looks good. And Dan says, with Throng and Red Wing, the only Pet Avenger they haven't made is Speedball's cat. Well, you just wait. Zach says the peg is removable, so you can just have its butthole if you'd rather have that.
Well, I figured it was removable. I wouldn't think they would cast that whole bird in red when the only thing that would be red is
yeah, for sure. For sure. Absorb Man, sure. I mean, weird that he doesn't have any absorbing, like not even his hands. You know?
I actually thought that was cool because almost every Absorbing Man has
half of another color.
Yeah, you know.
I just thought his hands would make sense because he's holding the chain. Like if they would have painted his fingers silver on one of the hands and thrown an extra hand in. But
that would have been cool too. I just thought it was cool to actually get one that's just him without his powers activated.
Yeah, he looks good. The new heads look really nice.
Yeah.
There's this fella.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of that. It's still a no for me. I don't want this.
Well, I do.
Do you? You into
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
You into it because you like it, or because it's the Thunderbolts comic?
I actually just love the even the first What If they did, where they were kind of rebuilding the Avengers after everybody got destroyed, and Punisher becomes War Machine. And ever since then, I've liked the concept of Punisher. There's also when he fought the Reavers and he found had a Mark I Iron Man suit during that time in Punisher War Journal. I think it was a War Journal where they did that. And he had a Mark I Iron Man suit that he used to get out of a situation. And I was always like, why wouldn't Punisher have like some sort of badass armor? At that time, we were getting the Punisher Armory books and all that. We were going through all the weapons and stuff that he had, and it was weird to think that he didn't at some point snag some sort of, even if it would have been like the guys that guarded the prison, the guardsmen, the green guys. Even if in that armor, just something that Punisher would have scavenged somewhere and had it hanging in the background of his armory. I always thought
that would make a lot of sense. Yeah, I could definitely get on board with that.
I just like the thought of him having. Plus, it gives you, if you have a ton of Punishers like I do, it gives you a really wild variation.
That's true.
I mean, I have the Hot Toys, the game version of this. The War Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's absolutely one of my favorite Hot Toys figures ever, just because it is so different.
And there's these goobs.
Yeah. Meh.
Nothing for me here.
I mean, I do actually like the tactical bullseye. I like that.
It makes sense. I mean, it's a logical bullseye.
Yeah, for him it does. I don't know.
KJ, what's up, sir?
KJ.
What's up, peeps? Two wild and crazy kooks. That's us, man. That's us. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, I think the weirdest part of this for me is the semi-realistic bottoms, but then Sunfire torsos.
Yeah.
Like, you guys didn't. It seems weird to me, especially this one. It uses Old Man Hawkeye legs. Like, you got to use the Old Man Hawkeye torso too, and it would have been like a normal torso. Make some sleeves. Seems weird to me, but it's cool. I don't know. Are there people that are big fans of the Muse? I don't know.
I think there are.
There probably are. This one's got a real Clockwork Orange vibe.
Yeah, well, that character does,
That'd make sense. I'm impressed they went with all the blood, though. That doesn't seem like a Marvel Legends move at all.
It's just an extra head, right? He comes with a clean head and a bloody head.
Bullseye?
Yeah.
Show the full.
There it was.
Package. I think they're what?
You can see it at his feet. There.
Oh, okay. With the mask, without
with the mask up.
Not comic book style, which makes sense
no.
for this one.
But Muse's whole look is the blood, so.
Right. So that's that. And I got these. Oh, there's more pictures in another slideshow. It's on another tab, but this one kind of gets us an idea of what we're looking at.
He's from the new comics, right?
No. I don't think so.
they get Sundown. I think
He's in the new stuff?
so. There's
Okay.
rumors of him having a different name other than Sundown, so I'm not sure. But somebody said that Larry Hama had said, yeah, that's from the new comic.
Oh, okay. From like the G.I. Joe, like regular G.I. Joe comic, not the Inner John stuff.
Yeah, I'm guessing if Larry
Okay.
Hama said it.
All right, that makes some sense, I suppose. I don't know if anybody reads that shit, but it's a cool design. Another use out of the Xandar legs. Gotta milk that one. This looks good.
Yep. Very,
looks like Don Moreno.
very cool. We got any, is that all new parts or what we got there?
That looks all new. These legs look like, or at least this part of the leg looks like Helix, but everything else looks new. Because those ribbed parts aren't on anything else. Now they'll probably make like a female Viper with them later.
Most likely, yeah.
But she looks cool. Of course, we looked at this a couple weeks ago. I still think this looks fucking dope.
Yeah, it looks cool. I love the alternate head for him.
Yes. What up, JB?
JB.
Baffling that Hasbro can't just pack those dopey clear snowboard stands. I agree, Gaines. I mean, they obviously have them. Just put them in the box. Another shot of this.
Yeah, we talked about this too.
Looks good.
Cartoon guys will be excited that the helmet comes off, and he looks like cartoon airtight underneath there.
Yep, yeah, which means he looks like Norman Osborn.
Yeah. Which now makes barbecue look even worse because they've done wetsuit and airtight without helmets, and we still got barbecue.
Yeah, for sure. Well, looks like Lifeline's legs, they've just swapped those over, immediately used those again, which I have no problem with. No problem.
Yeah, I mean, I would have much rather them use Mole Rat's leg.
I would have too, but those are pinned and people would have bitched about it.
Yeah, they're going to bitch either way. That's what we do.
True. That's true. Speaking of bitch, here's this fella.
Yeah. The more I look at this, the more I like it. I saw one on Zakanan's Instagram that I liked a lot better.
Yeah, that one looks good.
Yeah, that's a really good looking head for it. I don't know if Hasbro's
alternate head or something.
I don't know if Hasbro's doing that, but it'd be a good one for them to do.
Yeah. No, Zarana's thighs have torn up jeans. Yeah, I don't see a need for me to buy this.
Oh, I'm gonna buy it because there's fucking dinosaurs.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I told Mikey what I think would be cool because Target has such a. He's heard me say this so many times. He's going to be glad I say it out loud and he doesn't have to hear it anymore. But because Target is always so Jurassic Park centered on their toy aisles, they always have a large Jurassic Park section. So it makes sense that Target would be the first place we would see Lowlight V2 and Ambush in Dino Hunter colors. And then later we would get, just like, the first Target stuff, Target. And it's been a while since Target's done that. And you know what I mean? The last few waves seem to be just repaints of other stuff or something that will never get repainted,
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, like I'm hoping this means we'll get. This one reminds me a lot of the canceled G.I. Joe Jurassic Park wave.
Jurassic Park wave, yeah.
In the modern figures.
Yeah.
This has that vibe to me, and I really dig that. So
if they make a guy that looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger but Samoan, we'll know that's where they're pulling from.
That's right. And the guy with the dreadlock.
Yes.
Yeah. But this guy looks like he would fit in. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, Hendo. It seems to me like there's a plan here. I know everybody's like here's the thing, right? 200 figures, right? We're going to run out of the run-of-the-mill figures at some point. I mean, unless they just start doing driver 2-packs until the end of the line and then say, well, there's no more to make. But we got Hama's continuation of G.I. Joe. We got the Energon G.I. Joes. There are, regardless of how many times Mikey tries to put the Sigma 6 stuff I have in the Kindling box, there are some really great characters in there that would look really cool.
There are.
You know, updated instead of futurized, modernized, you know.
That short fuse would be
Lieutenant Stone, that short fuse, you know, that version of short fuse, they give him another name, but that version of short fuse that didn't get the Recondo that came with the alligator or crocodile, or whatever. Like when I first saw the cowboy, when I first saw that, I thought that's who they were making.
That'd be wild.
When they just showed the silhouette, I thought, oh my God, it's you know, Outback from Sigma 6. So there were some really cool like design concepts, and then at the end of the line, at the end of Sigma 6, they realized hey Frank, they'd gotten too far away from the central audience, which is, you know, what happened with Classified. They started out and everybody complained, oh my God, that's not my G.I. Joe. That same thing happened with Sigma 6, but Sigma 6 went, you know, multiple ways before they tried to correct it. And then when they did try to correct it, it was all just repaints of stuff, you know, semi-clever. But there were some cool characters in there. Inferno, the fireman, the firefighter, you know, there was some cool stuff in there. High Tech. You know, we haven't got a High Tech in any of his versions. And then there's still stuff from Valor versus Venom and Spy Troops that would look amazing in classified scale. You know, we still, you know.
I think with this, they're sampling other sub brands, you know, sublines to see where their next focus is going to be, because they're going to run out of dreadnoughts before too long. Yeah. They'll either have to start making some up, which is fine, or jump to something else. They're moving forward with Ninja Force. That did good enough, so they're going to move forward with Ninja Force. The Dino stuff, the Dino Hunter stuff is just another subline where they're going to be like, everybody seems to like these Hammond collection stuff. Let's do the same thing we did in the 90s, and let's see if dinosaurs will be successful too. And I'm sure that it will, because this is some goofy shit. It's fun, but
it's silly, you know.
It's G.I. Joe. It is what it is.
Yeah,
he's not for me, but I'm one dude.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. If you don't,
fun design, there's a lot of new stuff here. Like, obviously the buck is reuse, but that's a ton of new accessories. A very, very posable little raptor character. I mean, that looks nice. I don't quite get the Cobra symbol on its leg, but it's cool. The armor on its head kind of makes me feel like the Dino Rider stuff, like you know, like using it as a weapon or whatever. But it's not.
Well, I think that Cobra symbol is like a brand.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be like it's probably not even. It's probably just a tampo. It's probably just.
It's all it looks like is a stamp. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know.
This isn't doing anything for me.
I really like the figure. I just think that is a very cheap looking update to the Swamp Skier.
Terrible Swamp Skier.
And I know the Swamp Skier originally was fragile and all that, and it comes apart and all that, but it looked, when it was put together, it looked lean and tough. You know, this thing looks kind of bulky, and I'm sorry, but the details on the side, that looks so cheap.
It's bad. It's bad. It looks like a late 70s ski mobile.
You know what it reminds me of, Mikey? It reminds me of the Laynard Toys snowmobile.
Yeah.
12 inch. That's what it reminds me of. It's like, you know, we don't have the money to really do this tooling justice, so we're going to kind of make it clunky and cool, and everybody's just going to be happy that they have a 12-inch snow vehicle.
Cooter, that's what I think they'll do. I think they'll do a retro card and a couple of new parts. That's what makes sense to me.
I think so too, and that'll be great, and that'll make everybody
That'll be perfect. It'll be perfect.
My comments are like totally locked up. I got nothing over here.
Oh, really? That's weird.
Yeah.
Hendo says I'm definitely buying Woody's extra dinos when he buys 20. Yeah, that's I don't, dude. A whole army of raptors would look pretty sick, no matter what. I like the cowboy dude.
Tony, I love it.
I think it's cool, man.
I'm excited about it.
Hell yeah.
Like for me, like now we're getting into stuff that I don't know the entire history of the character, and I don't know all of that. And so to see some of these newer figures from the newer comics, that's exciting to me. Like I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And that was always what I told Mikey with Sigma 6. You know, he hated it, and I was like, no, it's not like what we know as G.I. Joe, but it's new, cool shit we've never seen before. And like I said, towards the end of the line, they dumped the sleek suits and used a lot more, like pants and shirts molded into them instead of, the battle suits. And they really did try to fix what they messed up, but it was too late. And, that's okay. Some of my favorite Sigma 6 figures are the last ones they did that were just repaints.
Right.
And moving accessories around with new heads.
That's right, Fox. That's right. The dinos helped us against the dragons. Gonzo, what's up, brother?
Don't give them any ideas, Fox. The next HasLab for G.I. Joe will be a giant T-Rex.
That'd be sick, though.
Oh, it would be
Hendo says, in his headcanon, Mindbender and Dr. Wu were roommates in med school. Well,
hell yeah!
From Mindbender's clothing choices, I think we see what happened with that partnership. Toy Gang says a half snake man from another world is okay, but dinosaurs, no. That's where I draw the line.
I guess that's what I think too, Gaines, because it's just like, it's anything. Because to me, like I say, we're going to run out of core characters. You're going to get so many repaints and reuses of Snake Eyes. But let's do some cool shit. Hey Pete, no disrespect at all, man. I love the core stuff, but
we're in on the core, but some of the designs were pretty outdated. And that is how this thing.
Here's instead of picking on the design, let me say this: the paint apps, okay? The paint apps were super cheap, super inexpensive. Even on the later stuff, when they put the sparkly black finishes on the weapons, okay. But like they did the backpack sets, and you could buy those separately from Laynard. Like I remember buying tons of those backpack sets, and the bad guy sets that had the safe with the gold bars and the gold idols and shit in it.
Oh yeah.
They looked really cool, but they were so, the paint apps were so lazy on some of them that they like. And if you guys, most of you, unless you collected 12-inch, don't remember this, but at one time Laynard did this whole line of animal soldiers. Dog soldiers. They had a scientist. And it was so weird, but it was really cool. But all the stuff you could tell they just like quickly modeled something up and said, "Okay, get this into production." They had like a laboratory that had like beeping panels on it and stuff. They did cool shit, and I loved it. And I used to be excited going up to the store here in Missouri when they would have it, and just finding like a repack of some of the later stuff they did, where they were doing the huge sets that had like machine gun nests and all that in 1/6 scale. I love that line, and I'm not beating on it at all. There is something endearing about it, but I can tell you almost everyone that Mikey and I used, we did paint apps on them to either dirty them up or accent the buttons or whatever. It was probably some of Mikey's first stuff he ever like painted on was core backpacks.
Probably so. Yeah, I'm all for that, Brian.
I'm all for that too.
Bring them on.
Obviously,
this hat really makes me think that's happening, but we'll see.
Well, Mikey, that's what I thought about Glenda's gun, but I still don't have a fucking flash.
Touche. Fox asked, did Cobra go into the inner Earth and find a whole Jurassic World and name the dinos?
I can't wait to hear the story, Fox. I am like, let's hear it. Let's hear this G.I. Joe 1980s cartoon explanation of how they have dinosaurs. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Mm.
It'd be so ridiculous that
They ripped a hole in space-time.
Yeah, it's going to be something.
Falling
It's
out.
probably something that, Cobra Commander did by accident, and he's going to take credit for it anyway.
Or,
and, he did.
Like the rest of the classified stuff, there'll be no explanation, just here's your toy.
Attack on Cobra Island sounds pretty cool. Figure it out. Fridays at 7 Central.
Well, Lenny from Hasbro sort of name dropped Headman, so hopefully they do him. They do some DEF stuff. That would be what a wild time to do a law enforcement subline.
Never happen. It'll never happen.
Daniel, oh, got some conspiracy stuff. We love that shit. Yeah. I'm going to put Darklon's extra head on Ninja Force Zartan Buck for a new Dreadnought. Well, there you go.
Well, why not?
There you go. Yep. Zakanin forgot about that. Not Pepperidge Farm. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Speaking of openly gay, here's these. Okay, there they are. I don't know what to say about this. I always thought these characters fucking sucked. They look like Dojis.
An opinion.
That's what I got.
How come you don't want to keep looking at those?
There's just nothing to look at.
It's so weird. We got those two figures, and I don't see anybody complaining about inclusion like they did with Don Marino.
Well, one's a butt pirate, and the other one used to play in the NFL. This is.
Yeah, we talked about this last night, right? So this is just Steel Brigade bodies. Is that what you said?
No.
Okay,
that's the one that comes with the.
Oh, that's the bike. Okay, so what are these? Are these the soldier bodies?
Yeah, these are special forces.
Yeah.
So this is G.I. Joe sweater upper torso, so Stalker's torso and Rock and Roll's legs.
Okay.
With new plate carrier, leatherneck's belt, leatherneck's shitty gun. You did get Monkey Wrench's bandana there.
Thank God they found a use for that.
Yep, you get that. And get some dog tags, because, special forces are all about
hanging those out. Well, they're easier for Major Blood to grab.
That's true. Get a beret. That's a nice piece. Looks like a new helmet. An RPG-looking rocket launcher. That's cool. Hell of an army builder. I mean, a hell of a lot better than the green shirts. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about after we talked last night. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. And I told you I digged it just because I like it because it reminds me of, back in the 12-inch stuff. I hate always going back to that. But, they always had the figures that were pretty simple on the pegs. But then they had those deluxe sets. Remember when 21st Century did that winter operation set that was a Target exclusive that had the tow launcher in white?
Yeah, the tow, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just came with a ton of accessories just molded in white. And with some paint detail on them. But overall, it was just a white trooper. And I remember buying a bunch of those at Target the day after Christmas because they dropped them down to $10 a set, and we had a stack of them. I have one. I have one now that's still in the box, but I always loved that. I always loved a larger box with just tons of accessories. Mm-hmm. For an army builder, that's awesome because you could literally buy 6 of them, and every one of them could be kitted out slightly differently.
You can build a unit, and each one can specialize in it with a different weapon or something. It's really cool.
I like the concept. The weapon choices are. Because like I told you, we're getting better and better at everything, and then the hit and run, his gun is like the lamest part of the set. He comes with so many cool accessories, but that rifle is.
Well, Hendo, I mean, when they bring out a new piece, they're probably going to reuse it. So they probably got some kind of plan with a Cobra that's going to have that. So, I'm sure we'll get more of them.
Or they'll put it in the box with that Dana cap, and it'll just sit there until they do October Guard.
Well, yeah, there's always that.
There's always that.
There's always that. Inhumans and G.I. Joe have the Hector Ramirez link, so anything's possible for future weird shit. Well, I mean, that's probably more thought than they've put into it, but yeah, sure, there is that. Guess we're not getting a paramedic. I think there still is that for the legacy figures. I think that's still on the books, but it could be fucking November when that happens. Who fucking knows?
Do you think that'll be like in Scrubs, or do you think it'll be like an ambulance driver?
I think it'll be like EMT.
Yeah. So with black or dark blue pants, cargo pants, and
that's what I think. Which
I hope so. I mean, I would.
There's a lot of military over, shit sharing there. So I mean, they could probably use Hit and Run and repaint him to be, to be paramedic, and I wouldn't bitch about it. It'd be fine.
I love that figure. I wasn't banging on the figure. If anybody wants to know, that rifle. Oh my god! Like how hard. 4 years ago, we had removable silencers.
Yeah.
So now we don't get that now. That's an extra piece.
That's too
just mold the silencer in. Make sure that when you pop it out of the package, the stock is bent on every one of them. The way we package them in there while they're hot. Come on. What is this? Amateur hour?
Fucking amateurs. So you got some more crystal ball, what have you.
So what is this?
This one's it's a night creeper body, but with some sort of dragon.
Oh, it's the gray night creeper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a picture of a gray night creeper, so.
Now this is why.
Okay, but we'll get a gray night creeper out of it, maybe. Hope he's probably stuck with that green arm or something.
Yeah, there's probably not interchangeable arms. Well, there could be. You never know with this. The Ghost Viper had a ton of extra stuff, so maybe.
Are there any other pictures of that?
That would no, probably not. But there are in the other.
Okay, another slideshow.
Yeah, I think there's better pictures of stuff. These are like Hasbro pictures or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked at that. Yeah. So the other one. Yeah, this is from the actual show, I think. Jesse, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. He says, I'm grabbing everything we've seen, even the stories I'm not familiar with. They are just cool figures. These legacy figures are badass. And that is fucking awesome. Like, if you love it, take it. I mean, that's great. Absolutely, man. I'm surprised Classified has not started doing builder figures yet.
Mikey and I have talked about that a couple of times.
This one would be a good one for it. Yeah. Sartan would be a good gang goon build. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. I mean,
he's definitely accurate to the figure.
100%. Yeah, he's I mean, I will probably get one because there's plenty of use there. Again, it's Xandar legs, which are fine. It's what I use for my Snake Plissken builds. But that torso is probably what I'll switch over to use for my Road Warrior, and go from there because it looks good. So here's the wave that's coming with some of the reaction whatnot. I don't know what that's doing there.
He was in the same box as the thing.
I guess so. There we go. Here's this fella. Great accessories.
Yeah.
Great accessories. poncho would have been a nice piece to have in soft goods, but that's one aspect at a time, I guess.
I'm ready to display him with Spirit.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is. Now it looks like we're getting green arms. Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, you can, if you get that Zartan, you can put bear arms if you'd rather have that.
Ugh.
Or you can use some Snake Eyes arms, because Lord knows everybody has plenty of Snake Eyes.
No, that's for sure.
You know, when did this colorway on the Night Creepers come out? Was that one of the '98 ones? No, that was the snow one.
Yeah, they had a snow one, and they had the one that was kind of a bluish gray.
That's the one I was thinking. When did that one come out?
I don't remember. That was in. I can't remember when that one was. Yeah, I'd have to look it up. I don't remember when that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Sundown or Mountain Breaker or.
Yeah, there's two names.
Breaker, something like that.
But I think in the comics he's called Sundown, which got everybody like talking about cops and crooks and all that. And,
yeah.
But I don't think it's that. It's not the cops and crooks Sundown. It's a character from the comics. So, is what I understood.
Brian says Headman pays Sundown to kill people. Got to do a Headman, but he's a Joe. Weird. 98. Okay. Dinosaurs and Cowboys. Hell yeah, man. Gonna do some Kung Fury shit now.
Kind of a bummer, but it's all right. Maybe someone else will do some cool space toys.
Maybe somebody else will do some cool cowboy toys. Yeah, I'm still into this. I think it's cool. I still think that the chest gun is dumb, but it
was dumb on the original.
It's always been dumb.
At least they didn't make it like as huge as the talking one was.
That's true. That's true.
Other than that, it's pretty accurate to what the talking one was.
I like the figure itself. It doesn't show his face.
Yeah, that alternate head is great. And the alternate head on Dawn is cool too.
Great. It's fucking fan. She's a great figure. I mean, that is Dawn Moreno. Perfect. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I can't believe that the mask is removable. That's pretty amazing. Because that looks really good. Usually there's a little bulkiness to it. That is not the case here.
Yeah, I really wish his lower jaw was more mechanical looking.
No, that's the next version. They got to replace his jaw, cover it with a big piece of cloth.
I mean, that's literally what they did, but
yes, it is.
It would have tied in a little better, but I love that that's removable to show that he was a human at one time.
Yeah, he doesn't have his mustache anymore. He lost that in the fight. Poor Saw Viper. Such a nice mustache. Yeah. It's fucking cool. It's super sick. Let's see. Dave says, now I have an excuse to build my Dino Hunter Stinger gridiron vehicle. Hell yeah. Caramel Bat. I wish I could find a John Wayne head for the cowboy. Oh, they're out there.
Yeah, there's a few John Wayne heads.
They're out there. He says, I know a guy. Yeah. Yeah, there they are. Professor Rotclaw is probably one of the dumbest G.I. Joe names I've ever heard. It's good sculpt. Got Footloose's legs. It's an interesting choice.
It's a very interesting choice.
I like this head. I think this is pretty sick. I don't know how it makes sense with this character, but it's pretty cool. It reminds me of that that Action Man that came with the head wrap,
The
desert
yeah.
one that had the AK that you could break down.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of. I was trying to think yesterday why it looked so familiar. That is what it reminds me of. You imagine keeping something this lethal on a 10-inch fucking breaker? Like, that's all that's keeping you away from.
Yeah, but I mean, it's totally terrible because look at, like, if you turn to the raptor's neck, he could totally bite. It's not a dog. Like, its neck is
your fucking arm off. Like,
yeah, he would just bite your fucking hand off.
not to mention he's got, 12 talons that are razor fucking sharp.
Yeah.
Oh,
look at those guys.
There's that. Uh-huh. Yeah. He looks.
The Red Dog's head is a pretty good sculpt, though.
Is a good head. It's a good sculpt. Most of his body, obviously not his arms. Those look like Outback arms, but the rest of him looks brand new. Whereas Taurus, the diaper is the only thing that's new. The rest of this, if you want to know how big he's going to be, that's Leatherneck, his legs and his torso. And the torso is Tomac Zaymont that they've used, I think, like 8 times now, which I don't get.
I am so surprised that he's not. He really, in the toy, he seemed like a big, muscly guy that would be.
He did, but an acrobat wouldn't be that muscly.
Well, I didn't write the file cards.
No, you didn't. She's got her vote for Bernie hair on this one.
Yeah. And the glasses.
There's no way anybody's taking this apart and carrying it. Not a fucking chance.
She can.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize she was a Disney female.
No, she's just a modern assassin movie character.
Yeah. She definitely looked like a fucking socialist, I'll tell you that. I wish she had a Che Guevara shirt instead of this Dreadnoks Cobra.
That would be perfect.
A lot of pictures of her.
Yeah. It's very accurate. It's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine for a legacy. I mean, that is exactly what those are supposed to be. I think that's all right. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like the heads, it's a nice selection for heads. You get some good accessories. The monkey wrench bandanas, that's pretty solid. A beret, that's nice to have in the rotation. I can't tell, does he have a new backpack? It's down here, looks like a backpack, but I don't know. It's a really good plate carrier.
Mm-hmm.
The walkie, the triage scissors, med pack. Very nice. And these look really fucking good. I don't care about Cobra Law. I don't want these, but
I want them.
Way to go on the sculpt here, guys. Like,
yeah, it's awesome. And I really, as much as I love the OG look, I love the head, the alternate head for him.
The like just the Cobra Law citizen head. I think it's great.
Cool as hell.
I agree.
I'm not a huge Cobra Law fan, but at the same time, it's pretty easy to make them work in this universe.
Sure. Yeah, Jesse, I think that would be cool.
Well, it looks like you're going to get 2 in every one of those. There's going to be a ton of people that don't want the Raptors.
Like Woody said, he didn't want any of the raptors. He wanted a couple, maybe a couple or something. But yeah, there'll be people selling raptors for sure.
Oh yeah,
Dewclaw, Beth or Dewclaw. Good morning, Jesus. It's me. Why do we keep seeing leatherneck legs? Well, they're airborne.
The new hotness.
That's who got them first. But they.
He probably was supposed to have other legs, but with everybody complaining about the pins, they were like, "Oh, what else could we use?"
Well, I definitely wouldn't want Bazooka's legs. Those are some of the worst legs they did.
Yeah.
Plus, they're fucking huge on Tomac Zaymon torso. That would look goddamn ridiculous. Acrobats that were strongman size, so they exist. I'm not saying they exist, but we're going with generalities.
He looked more like a strongman. The figure to me looks more like a strongman look with the crazy beard and the mustache thing.
He does. Original figure, he's got like a barrel chest.
Yeah. And that's why I was saying that.
He's a big boy. Yes, Serrano would come with a Subaru. Or, some sort of Mercedes bought with OnlyFans money. Just kind of 2 walks there.
A cube.
A cube. She may get offended by that. Well, that's probably true. I want these. I don't even collect Joes like that. Well, they look really good. I'm telling you, they look fantastic. Tony's getting 2 of these Royal Guards for sure. They can be used for anything. Yeah, I could see a whole swarm of these going, coming down on like a Conan character or, Flash Gordon. Like, they're crazy sci-fi fantasy.
And the look of them, now you can see why some of the choices were made on Nemesis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people were like, well, I wonder why they changed this and changed this. Well, I think it was more to get more of a thematic look to these biomechanical pieces that are on them.
Yeah. If you like the movies, these are Ultra P. Yeah, for sure. No question about it. A bigger Nemesis.
Yeah, I have not gotten one. I've never been able to.
Blue Oyster Club, they'd fit right in. Well, all Cobra Law is welcome at the Blue Oyster Club.
At the Oyster, yeah, for sure.
That's true. I would argue Joe's aren't the average in any demo, but of the best of the kind outfit. That's true. That's true. But those aren't technically Joe's. Those are Sergeant Slaughter's rejects. Why you'd send a Green Beret to be straightened out by a guy that couldn't follow the rules in the NFL and an acrobat that eats footballs. I don't know, but I try not to get logic mixed up with Sunbow animation series.
Yeah, you gotta throw that out there.
Yeah,
you gotta focus on the member berries.
Intense. This one's he looks how happy he is.
Mm-hmm.
Happy. He's happy about.
He's very excited to rip your arms out of their sockets.
Hey, you like mold spores? I honestly, I halfway expected them to do 2 heads with this one and make the helmet make the helmet a head.
I did too. That's why I'm really impressed.
Super surprised.
And I love that they, the sniffer looks pretty accurate. And
I can't believe this isn't a retro card. Like, what are they going to do differently? Like I'm surprised. I don't care. I mean, I'll buy it either way, but I'm surprised.
I'm bumped up about it. I love Airtight. So
that gun is suckish. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. It's a step backward.
Huh. Okay. Well, I guess for the retro one, they can throw in something that looks like his.
Yeah, they'll probably put Snake Eyes Uzi with it.
Perfect. That'd be great. He does look good though. I think
Beachhead's
his body is 100% new. I don't know if there's any reuse at all on him. Actually,
it is so good.
he looks fantastic. Hopefully, I get that soon. And you did get a lifeline, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Hmm.
I see people complain about these like bad diaper crotches, like comparing them to the 25th anniversary.
They widened them out.
I don't know why they would change that. There's old big knob. Pretty whatever. I don't care about this mole rat, but this I'm very excited about.
Oh,
I love night vipers. Oh boy!
I was excited about Hit and Run, and he is so great that I can't wait to get that night viper in hand. I watched Punk's review on it, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait.
He looks so good. They did so good with him. And I like they went with it looks like the 25th anniversary head that or 50th or POC, I guess, for Night Viper.
Yeah.
I love it. I think this is a really nice amalgamation of the other Night Vipers.
Yeah, seeing this makes me like hope they do a deluxe Jungle Viper.
Yes, that would be a worthy deluxe.
With the big, with the
canopy that moves around him.
Canopy that moves with him.
I agree. House Hendo says, I've served with some very eclectic groups of Marines in my time. Sunbow went to 11, but they started on some sturdy bones of recycling talent in the military, I'd say. For sure, yeah. G.I. Joe started on good bones. I don't know anybody that could disagree with that.
Right.
Yeah. This is going to be so good. Again, I hope mine comes in soon. Then there's this.
Now, do we have a nameplate on this guy?
Knob Buster, I think.
Oh, is that what it is? Nutracker?
Yeah. Knob Gobbler or something. I don't know.
You're just mad about the Snake Eyes reuse.
Well, I am. I honestly, yeah, I am. This entire figure. I think even the head is this. Now I'm looking at it. It's the Snake Eyes that came with the shit. Come with the bike. No. Fuck. Oh, it's the one that comes with Timber. It's the 2-pack one, I think.
Yeah, but like I was telling you last night, like those Target exclusives in between the 25th anniversary and the 50th anniversary, where they did all the recolors of other figures, and I can't remember this guy's name, but it looks like that figure. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, it's that guy. So I was just curious if this was going to be a named character or just an army builder, Steel Brigade style.
Yeah, in another picture I saw his accessories. He's got the Steel Brigade helmet and all of that, so it seems like another version of Steel Brigade, which makes sense because this torso they used on the original Steel Brigades or Steel Corps. But these bodies are smaller than the modern classifieds. These OG pinned bodies are smaller.
And yeah, I'm really surprised that they let a pinned body through.
Yeah, it just seems like
it makes me think he's been on the design table for a while,
which is very possible. I mean, the head is very resolute Snake Eyes, which is cool because that's fun. But yeah, this does. Ugh, God, and I don't care about the small vehicles and stuff. So people that do will probably be excited about this. That's fantastic. Nothing for me. Nothing.
Looks like he's got a nameplate.
He does, but it's whited out in the picture that should show it.
Okay.
This one, yeah. See, the flash blurred it. Got it all. There's nothing there. You can't see the other pieces. He even comes with the same weapons that Snake Eyes does, but he comes with the Cobra Commander hands. So he's got the pointing and the one that holds the globe.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're supposed to do with those, but our army builders in GI Joe, I always think are weird because the whole point of GI Joe is that it's the elite fighting force.
Right.
So I guess.
But for several years now, people have been like, "Where's our Joe army builders?"
I know, because people use the cartoon, and I mean, there's probably GI Joe reserves like there are Avengers. You probably have like a card or something. A list of runner-ups that if something happened, you could call them.
Like basically a recruitment pool.
Yeah, for sure.
Like people that just operate as GI Joe operatives, but they're not, they're not on the roster yet. They're just on the, they're on the roster, but they're like the practice squad.
Yeah, they're reserves. They're on the call sheet, so to speak. This is cool. Trouble. I don't need any more trouble bubbles, but that Viper looks fucking awesome. Black and red Viper. That sounds cool as shit.
Is this a Hiss team tie-in?
Looks like it because it says 7. It has the 788 on it.
Okay, I see that now. All right, that's cool.
So that's fine.
Keep milking that cow.
Why not?
I really like that version of the Trouble Bubble.
It is cool. Feels very the stuff they did labeled Rise of Cobra that had nothing to do with the movie. That's how this feels.
Well, that's where that version of the Trouble Bubble came from, right? Was those Target sets?
Yep. All about it. I just got to add the bike to the motor pool. Okay. Supporting units under the Joe umbrella just makes sense organizationally and for making more toys equally. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to think, like, with a fully operational unit like that, they're going to have a motor pool. They're going to have weapon specialists that just make sure everything's good, and even cooks and stuff like that. You would have to have a staff. So
yeah, for sure. All right.
Realistically, yes.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Realistically, yes, and also, like I said, you had army builders on the cartoon. You got to have. If you really were going to operate like they do in the cartoon, you'd have to have, like, not every Joe is going to be a Sky Striker pilot. And, most special ops guys can't even fly helicopters, let alone jets. So that seems pretty reasonable. I'm still on comment lockout, you guys, so I can't even, like, interact right now. I did not see if that's going to be who the exclusive is on that. Somebody has to be a rawhide, that's right. Yeah, man, I don't think it's a very good figure at all, but forget Mikey's opinion when he comes back. Yeah, Triple D, it does, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you could use it for, like, Steel Brigade's recon division. It's the same body. It'd be the same, like, basic uniform of Steel Brigade, recruit or whatever you want to use them for, and then you got them eventually most of them would, or a few of them would end up on the roster and become Joes. But just like the movie had this whole thing where Sergeant Slaughter is training these guys. Well, instead of that, you'd have a group of people that were basically reservists that served, but they weren't part of the roster. They were just there for support training, stuff like that. So, but I can't remember the name of that character. If it was like it seemed like he had Fox in the name, but I cannot remember. But it was just a repainted Snake Eyes with a helmet. Yeah, Hendo, it's easy to explain it, and I like all of this stuff because I just love G.I. Joe and like everything. If it's not something that's nostalgic for me, I'm still excited about new things too. And everybody's got their own headcanon, and I enjoy like trying to figure out what the headcanon would be for this for me and my collection. You know. Huh. Okay. So Lenny said that was a Snake Eyes figure. Okay. Well, that's weird. Um, but let me look something up real quick. See, Triple D's got it figured out. Yeah, I know, man. The pins, like, that's the worst thing about it is that I think the figure that I'm thinking about is Night Fox, and he's black and green with green pants, so it's not the same. But that's I think that's the one I was thinking about in my head. I don't know that that's actually. Mikey, what do you think of the Army Builder GI Joe?
The Special Forces guy?
No, the retro packed one.
Oh, I didn't buy one. I didn't see a lot of use for custom stuff because most of it looked like reuse that I already had. So, the heads weren't great. The gear was pretty mid. Yeah, I passed on that.
Yeah, someone was asking. So I'm not impressed with the figure at all, but
no, certainly not. Not for me.
Is that all the new stuff then?
That's all the new stuff. That's all the new stuff I had anyway. All that I found. But yeah, that's Pretty good timing actually.
Yeah, it is good timing.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having that Viper for sure. I think it's cool, and that's that. I don't care about them, keep going with that 788, the His Fire Team stuff because the colorway is so good.
Yeah, it gets you to a point where you'd have like an entire thing. You know what I mean? You'd have like an entire almost battalion of them.
For sure. Yeah, and I mean anybody that's into Iron Grenadiers, that gets you a whole bunch of parts that you can easily just swap around and build, Iron Grenadiers and stuff like, special.
Okay, I figured out what figure that reminds me of.
Okay.
It's the beachhead that came in the ninja set, the dojo set.
Oh, man, that was a good beachhead.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, because I've seen so many of them out of the package with none of their accessories. Like that figure always pops up.
Yeah,
he's got
light olive pants.
Yeah, he's a switch. He's got the light pants and the darker green shirt. And while you're gone, I looked it up, and that figure was called Night Fox, and he had green pants and black shirt.
Okay.
But that beachhead, I'm looking at on Yojo, and I see that beachhead, that colorway is the one I was thinking about.
Nice. Okay, that makes sense. That's the one he had the really good web gear too on that one.
Yeah. And we also had the retaliation troopers that kind of looked like that too.
True. Yes. But the rollout isn't doing singles. I'd want to. What's the BSG line?
Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. Isn't he always? He's a maniac. Yeah. So I guess we can wrap this up and let people go enjoy their afternoons. You got anything coming up you want to shout out, Pop?
I really don't. Like I say, I've just been knee deep in a lot of this stuff and stuff for the new things, and I'm excited about it. Like I told Mikey, like I'm pumped about this stuff, but I just can't talk about any of it. And so part of the excitement is knowing that when I release it, I don't want to be grinning like a madman because I'll be so excited to actually be able to talk about it.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, that's cool. So for me, Wednesday got a couple of the silly geese talking to presenting JMK Custom Works Live. So I'll be doing some more painting, finish up these heads, and start on a new project, or probably just continue on James Lucas's Lobo figure. So I've got it kind of primed. I need to move on.
Do you have that handy?
I mean, it's on skewers.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So I've got kind of base colors done on that. So I'll have that. Be probably start working on that Wednesday after I finish up the heads for Willie Springer. And then Thursday we have Paul with I'm having a hard time today. Where is my brain? Plastic Battles. Damn it, I can never remember his channel name. Friday. Did I say Thursday? I probably said Thursday. Friday. Yes. Figure it out. Paul with Plastic Battles. Still narrowing down a topic, but he's he's a massive GI Joe guy. If you don't follow him on Instagram, give him a follow. He is also in New York, I believe. I believe he is in the Buffalo area. We got to meet and talk to him. I talked to him quite a bit at Assembly Required this year. So I am super excited to get to talk to him. Yes, Mom, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you. And that's all I got. That's all I got. 2 shows this week. Looking forward to it. So, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for participating. We love you. We appreciate you. And until we see you again, you have a good one, all right? Peace.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Eat my short.
Go fuck yourself. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Flush that turd down the drain. Avenge me! Avenge me! Thank you.